Looksmaxxing is bullshit and it's ruining men. I'll be the judge of that.
Let me tell you something the internet's too scared to say. Looksmaxxing is bullshit. And these TikTok gurus like Clavicular and Dylan McKnight,
Man, they can't stop talking about Clavicular. They can't stop fucking talking about him. Dylan McKnight, he's not one of us. Isn't he like a fitness YouTuber guy who got caught lying about roids? Like, is he one of us? I don't think so.
they're not helping young men. They're frying your brains. You don't need the perfect jawline. You don't need Greek god proportions. You don't need to turn yourself into some pretty boy obsessing over your
Oh, God.
eyebrows. I don't know when the hell this being a man got replaced by being a beauty pageant contestant. Every comment now is dudes asking, bro.
Okay, so this guy is obviously super fucking concerned with how his body looks, so much so that his profile picture is literally a shot of his physique. So let me get this straight. Looksmaxxing under here, that's manly. But Looksmaxxing here is not manly. Holy narrow clavicles. Yeah, he does, yeah, his clavicles aren't that good.
Is my mandible projecting enough? How can I fix my cheekbones? Seriously, what the f? And these look-maxing clowns, they've got you thinking if
Look-maxing clowns. If you're gonna talk shit, at least get our names right, okay? Looksmaxxing.
you don't have a movie star jawline, your life is over. These guys put out
If you don't have a movie star jawline, your life is over.
bullshit content projecting their own insecurities for profit. And the worst part?
So this is the Morton Bailey fallacy. It's when you swap out what is a good argument, which is what we're making, which is that having a better jawline makes you look better and makes your life easier and so on, and swapping it out with something that's a lot harder to defend, which is if you don't have a movie star jawline, then your life is over. We didn't say that. We just said that having a better jawline makes your life easier. But again, that's too reasonable for guys like this, so let's just swap it out with some bullshit that's easier to attack.
Is that dudes are listening to this nonsense. Having the perfect face is bullshit. And you know what's more bullshit? Thinking that perfection even exists. Men are meant to be imperfect, scarred.
Men are meant to be imperfect. Okay.
Weathered. It's okay to be rough around
Weathered.
the edges. In fact, you should be. But here's the
Well, the thing is, like, if you have a scar, like, and you look like you've been injured or beaten up, that means that you've been injured and beaten up. That means you've lost the fight. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's not necessarily something that women are going to like. Because it's like, you know, if you see a lion that's scarred, you know that lion's been fucked up. He's probably not, like, at the top of the pecking order. If that lion has, like, an eye missing, he's got, like, a giant scar on his nose, that lion has gotten fucked up. Whereas, like, if there's, like, a big lion with this lovely, beautiful mane, and he looks, like, healthy and, like, nice and perfect, that lion ain't lost the fucking fight. That's what that means, right? So, yeah, that's kind of like the idea behind not having, or women liking guys that don't have all these imperfections and injuries on their face, right? That's the idea.
The truth you'll never hear from the pretty boy TikTok crowd.
Like the mangy lion that's battered and bruised and scarred is a lion that got his ass kicked. So, like, if you have, like, cauliflower ear and, like, a scar and, like, acne and just, like, you just look weathered, grizzled, and, like, damaged, that means that, kind of by definition, you couldn't handle what life was throwing at you. And that doesn't mean it's fair. That just means that's just the naked reality of it, right?
Most of you
Top G lion
don't need jaw surgery or any kind of surgery to augment your physique. You need self-respect.
Well, it's not about need, it's about want and things making your life better. You don't need to lose weight. You don't need to not be fat. You want to be fat because of the upsides relative to the downsides are better. That's why. The upsides to having a better looking face beats the downsides. What do you mean need? Again, it's the Morton Bailey fallacy, where you're swapping out reasonable things we're saying with unreasonable bullshit and attacking that instead.
Respect. And self-respect isn't built in the mirror. It's built in the way you live your life. If you really want to looksmax, start here. Have enough self.
What is with Americans and platitudes? It's like they can't. I don't know if it's an American thing, but like so many people, they just can't help but say platitudes. It's like it's almost like they have like some physical compulsion to say platitudes.
Respect to take care of yourself. Because if you love yourself, you'll respect yourself. And if you respect yourself, you'll take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself, you'll live with discipline.
None of this means anything. This is just frou-frou that you'd put on a, some girl's Instagram caption on a photo. It's just, none of this means anything. This is just like, you may as well just be going womp 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 womp.
Discipline is the highest form of self-love there is.
Discipline is the highest form of self-love there is. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, he's just been... It's like... You know what it is like? It's like this guy asked ChatGPT to generate some motivational quote to put on some Instagram picture of some bikini girl, and you just say that. Just keep repeating those.
It's loving yourself enough to give yourself everything you actually want, not the fake Instagram.
Why is he squinting at me like that?
That you think you want. If you want to be a man, not a...
Do you know why? I think he watched some like Looksmaxxing video and he became like self-conscious about hunter eyes, and now he's like, he can't, and now he's squinting to get it.
A mannequin.
Wait, what's he doing? It's like if I was like talking like this all the fucking time. Like, chill out.
Here's your real Looksmaxxing checklist. Be disciplined. Be in shape. Be a man of your word.
How is this a Looksmaxxing checklist? Be disciplined? I mean, kinda. Be in shape? Yeah, I mean, having a good fat percentage is ideal. Be a man of your word. Totally irrelevant to your looks.
Be organized.
Organized. Totally irrelevant to Looksmaxxing. Does he even know what Looksmaxxing is?
Have an agenda. Respect other.
Have an agenda. Have an agenda. Like, what is this? Like, are you like a HR department? Respect time.
People's time and your own time. Get your money right. Don't live in debt like a dumbass. Be reliable. Lead your family. Protect and provide. And for fuck's sake, have good hygiene. That's what...
So he's just saying a bunch of stuff that he vaguely likes. How's that? What's that got to do with a Looksmaxxing checklist? You know, out of all the Looksmaxxing videos like that have been talking shit to us, this might be the worst. This actually might be the fucking worst.
Makes a man attractive. Women don't give a shit about your zygomatic arch. They want a guy who can lead, protect.
Is this the woman I'm supposed to be envious of having? Is this the woman I should be pining to get? Because I'm not.
They want a guy who can lead, protect, and not have a meltdown because his jawline looks less sharp in warm lighting. You want real imperfections? Look at me. One leg's bigger than the other. I have a thick core from heavy lifting. I have...
And your clavicles are too narrow relative to your waist. Also, this is not necessarily true.
Bigger than the other. I have a thick core from heavy lifting. I have
a thick core from heavy lifting. I think that's a bit of a fucking myth. Like, when I was like, I worked up to like a 200 kilogram deadlift, and my waist wasn't noticeably wider at all. You know, it was just like, I don't know.
chest fat sometimes. I get acne on my face and my back from sweating my ass off training. I don't
Even that is full of ego. From sweating because you work so hard. No, you have overactive sebaceous glands, and you could correct this with Accutane. Oh, but I'm sorry, that's not masculine enough. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should shut up about that. Yeah, let's not actually solve the fucking problem. Let's just spam a bunch of platitudes, talk a bunch of shit, and humble brag about working so hard. That's why I have acne. Okay.
and my back from sweating my ass off training. I don't care about looking like a pretty boy. I care about horsepower. I care about strength. I care about being a man who can at least defend and protect his family if shit really hits the fan.
Defend and protect your family if shit hits the fan. Well, do you necessarily need to have a good squat or a deadlift to do that? Arguably not. I mean, there's such a thing as a knife. There's such a thing as a gun. There's multiple ways to skin the cat. And even then, like, if that's your priority, I guess strength training is going to help with that, of course. But like, if you really care about that, like, go MMA training, get proficient at hand-to-hand combat. I think that would be more effective.
And meanwhile, some of you are crying because your jawline isn't optimal. Bro, get the fuck out of here. If you really want to be attractive to a woman, be a fucking man. Lead her. Take care of her. Provide. Protect.
Oh, provide. You know, the irony is, if you're ever listening to a man telling you how to be a man, that makes you beta by definition. So if you like have this guy telling you what you should do as a man, how to act as a man, the most manly thing you can do in response is to tell this guy to fuck off, and I will do what I want. That is the manly response. I don't need to live my life to impress you. I'm a man because I was born a man. I don't need to fulfill your arbitrary checklist of random platitudes, okay?
Prove you'll be a strong father. Prove you'll raise kids who will contribute to society, not leech from it. Women want a man with presence, not a guy with a dad bod who's too fat and sick to play with his own kids.
But isn't that like, how's that mutually exclusive with Looksmaxxing? If we talk about having a low body fat percentage all the fucking time, like, it's like the first step really to a lot of people's Looksmaxxing journey, which is get to a reasonable body fat percentage. And that's gonna definitely lead to people getting healthier and more fit, and like increasing their longevity. Oh, but I'm sorry, we're not doing it in the specific way you're like. Okay, all right.
Not a guy with a dad bod who's too fat and sick to play with his own kids. And this is why
he dropped the bar. The camera cut. Wait. Look at this. He racked it and it fell over.
Not a guy with a dad bod who's too fat and sick to play with his own kids. And this is why guys like Clavicular and Dylan McKnight are poisoning young men. They teach you that attractiveness is a math equation.
Why is Dylan McKnight one of us? Like, we don't claim him. He's not one of us. Dylan McKnight is this weird freak. Wait, hold on. Dylan McKnight. I think it's the guy I'm thinking of. Dylan McKnight. Is he the guy that spent loads of money on OnlyFans girls? I am 25 pro gooner and I'm wasting my life. I spent $20,000 on OnlyFans, my addiction. I'm ugly and tried Looksmaxxing for 7 days. Dude, he's just hopping on the bandwagon. He's not really... He's not this guy's never been on a fucking autistic facial aesthetics forum. This guy, I don't think, has had any cosmetic surgery. This guy's not one of us. He's a fitness dude. But occasionally talks about Looksmaxxing in a very superficial sense. It's not... I don't know. Sure, I get Clavicular. He's kind of like, our avatar, right? But I don't know why he's such a focal point.
Real attractiveness is simple. Be worthy of respect. Be worthy to procreate with. Not because
What is with these platitudes? Holy shit. Holy shit.
of your face, because of your presence. You want
He looks hella bloated. Well, he's not bloated, he just doesn't have, you know, masculine facial bones.
to look, Max? Okay, here's the secret the internet
And he'd fucking hate me saying that. Holy shit. If he heard this, he'd fucking hate that.
won't tell you. Command respect. Speak the truth, even when people hate it. Be jacked. Be strong. Have integrity. Ignore haters. Ignore anyone you never take advice from. Treat others how you want to be treated. If you
Let's go through this checklist. So, command respect. Do I command respect? Yeah, I think I got some people that respect me. Always speak the truth. Yeah. Be jacked. I guess I'm more muscular than the average guy, but I wouldn't say I was jacked. So that's a half a point. Be strong. Yeah, I'm stronger than the average guy. Have integrity. Yeah. Ignore haters. Yep, I'm ignoring what this guy is saying. Ignore anyone you'd never take advice from. Yep, I'm not, I'm ignoring this guy. Treat others nicely. Yeah, I treat others nicely when I first meet them. So according to this guy, I'm basically his ideal man. I'm basically the type of guy he would like. But no. But no. And also, treat others nicely. You've been calling us pussies just randomly. Like, you're insulting us just out of the blue. Like, what do you mean treat others nicely? We don't really have a problem with gym bros. We don't have a problem with these guys. What we have a problem with is when you guys have a pop at us. Of course, we're going to talk some shit back. That's just how it goes.
want to be treated. If you respect yourself first, people will feel it the second you walk into a room. If you don't respect yourself, it doesn't matter how handsome you are. You're just a pretty boy bitch. Looksmaxxing.
Okay. We're pussies, we're bitches. And I don't even agree with this assessment. I think we're pretty fucking edgy, pretty fucking direct. I don't think we're, I think we're pretty far from the soy boy worldview.
The way it's sold online is shallow as fuck. It's a distraction. It's pollution for your brain. Real Looksmaxxing is toxic masculinity. Real Looksmaxxing is being manly.
Are these the real Looksmaxxers? These guys? Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm good, okay? I think I'm alright. Shy Chad versus arrogant Jimcel. Well, I'm not even a Chad. I just don't care for people telling me how I should act as a man. Like, no. Like, I'm not going to listen to this.
Real Looksmaxxing is being manly as fuck. Real Looksmaxxing is discipline, accountability, honesty, strength, purpose. Bring back.
He's talking about, masculinity and like and all this, but like you're spamming platitudes like a woman at a HR department. Just talk normally. Just talk in like a straight line. Like, why do you have to? You know what? If me and this guy got in a debate, I'd put in a agreement beforehand where if you say a platitude, you have to donate $10 to a charity of my choice. And you know what's going to happen? Those kids are getting fed. Holy shit. Those kids are going to have a feast. Oh, man. He couldn't help himself. He couldn't fucking help himself.
Back men who look like they've lived. Bring back real men with a good moral compass and a good heart. Bring back purpose. Bring back
purpose. It's just nothing. It's just nothing.
Strength. Stop chasing perfection. Start chasing discipline. Start chasing strength. Start chasing purpose. That's how you really look, Max. That's how you become a fucking man. And if you're a man who wants to do Looksmaxxing the right way and actually wants to get strong and jacked, apply for one-to-one custom coaching. I'll put that link.
What is this meta of just insulting people watching you? And like using that as a funnel for like some coaching thing? The ironic thing is, if you pay this guy money to like tell you how to live, tell you how to be a man, tell you should act, tell you how you should talk, all of that shit. That's way more beta than anything you could do. You're literally paying for a man to tell you what to do and how to act and how to talk and how to do everything. Like that's the irony with these like masculinity influencers. Like it's that the dynamic that these guys have with their audience kind of makes their audience beta by definition. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like I don't really have that kind of dynamic with my audience. I don't really have that subtext in my videos. It's just like I'm just a fucking guy talking about, you know, what I think and like, you know, Looksmaxxing and maybe some stuff that I've done to improve my looks, and maybe you can learn something from it. That's about it.
Here next to my head. We'll jump on a free call and discuss if working together
Jump on a
makes
free
sense.
call.
You have nothing to lose and potentially everything to gain. And if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. And watch whichever video of mine.
Jump on a free call. How I stay below 12% body fat as a 38-year-old. This guy's about 6 years older than me. Look at this. Look at that nice, healthy-looking skin. You know, do you want that, or do you want to look like you've lived a life like this guy? I just find it ridiculous. I just find this so ridiculous that people like this get so high and mighty about us who want to improve our face when they care about Looksmaxxing so fucking much for everything underneath their neck. It's just like it's so ridiculous to me. We don't really have a problem the other way around. Like I don't think Looksmaxxers have much animosity to gym bros. Like we kind of, you know, see what they're saying and like we kind of take some information from them. We disagree on some other, you know, things they say, but we don't really have much animosity to these guys, but they have a lot of animosity to us. It's just kind of weird.